I have had enough of Mclaren. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on F1 Hub, and in today's video we're going to cover exactly why Mclaren keep messing everything up. I've already done a video about why Lando Norris keeps throwing away race wins, but that was just a race by race analysis, so this is just going to cover the three main factors McLaren are getting wrong. So the big first thing is race starts. So there weren't really a problem of Lando Norris's last year. He took the lead at the British Grand Prix. He got up to third position at the Hungarian Grand Prix last year. His starts were generally good. This year, they've been anything but. He barely ever makes any positions up on the opening lap. Let's start with the China sprint, for example. Lando Norris lost the lead and fell down all the way down to 6th place as a result at the checkered flag, all because he made a mistake at the first corner. Yes, it's a sprint, so let's look at a Grand Prix then. For example, we can have the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Lando Norris lost the lead and second place to Verstappen by the time we get the opening lap done. Yes, Lando Norris undercut Oscar Piastri, but Lando Norris, had he been in front in the first place, wouldn't have undercut Piastri. They would have boxed Piastri first, and we would be in a completely different scenario. And another example would be the Italian Grand Prix, where Norris actually got a good enough launch, but he was too cautious into the chicane, and that cost him the win in the end. Second, pit stop errors. McLaren have made far too many of these, and the big example would be the Canadian Grand Prix or the British Grand Prix. In Montreal, Lando Norris was leading by 10 seconds. However, then came the safety car. Now, that was just unlucky. It was what came afterwards that probably cost them the win. Norris stayed out an extra lap to take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix, and had a 20-second gap to Verstappen. Of course, it took a while for your tyres to get up to the temperature, but there was a risk of Norris losing the lead anyway. In the end, he did. Verstappen went through, and then Russell got through. From there, Norris didn't even have the pace of the Mercedes, but it's only thanks to George Russell's mistakes in the first place that Norris could finish in second place. Another example could be the British Grand Prix. Lando Norris was leading comfortably, but then they let Lewis Hamilton undercut him when it was time to go back to the slicks, and he fell down to second. McLaren also put him onto the wrong tyres, thanks to Lando Norris, so I would say that was probably a mistake from Lando Norris's behalf, but the team should know that might be the wrong decision to make and overrule him. And the third big one, I would say, is the bad management between the drivers and what goes on with the team. Two big examples will be the Hungarian Grand Prix and the Italian Grand Prix. In Hungary, as mentioned before, Norris fell down to third position. He got past Verstappen, but Piastri was heading for his first Formula 1 victory. However, McLaren still found a way to mess it up. They let Norris undercut Piastri to take the lead. Norris had a decision to make here. Would he give the lead back to his teammate Oscar Piastri, or would he win the race? Now, this race could decide the course of the World Championship. In the end, he finally relented, but McLaren shouldn't have boxed him in the first place. Lewis Hamilton may have been closing in, but he was still 4.5 seconds behind as he was trying to undercut him. So why did McLaren see the need? He was in a Mercedes, wasn't as quick as the McLaren, probably not as quick as the Red Bull that weekend. And then we go to Italy. Piastri got ahead into the second chicane and got ahead of Lando Norris. Norris fell down to third. McLaren really need to implement team orders, and whatever those papaya rules are, they need to change. So that leads us on, what does need to change for McLaren? Well, the Italian Grand Prix last weekend is a prime example of this. McLaren had a 1-2 on the grid. They won another league in qualifying. They were a couple of times quicker than George Russell, who was in third place. McLaren really orders, because if they don't, they're going to throw the World Championship away. As time of recording, Lando Norris is currently 62 points behind Max Verstappen. With Verstappen going to Singapore and Azerbaijan tracks that might hurt the Red Bull, Lando Norris really needs to be outscoring Verstappen at every single opportunity. Even Will Buxton agrees. He thinks McLaren are throwing away the World Championship too, and there's just no doubt they aren't. Lando Norris has lost so many points, and now we're just going to go through every single race that he's lost. So, for example, in Imola, Lando Norris potentially couldn't have won that one. But then you look at things like Canada, Norris should have won. Instead, he finished second. That was 7 points lost. In Spain, he finished second. He lost 7 points there. That's 14 points lost. And then you can look to Austria, where maybe he could have won there too. but we won't count that one. In Silverstone, Norris finished third. He should have won. That was another 10 points. So that's 24 points lost. In Hungary, he finished second. That's another 7 points. That's 31 points. Then you go to a place like Spa, which you could have at least finished onto the podium. So we'd say that around 38 points total lost. Something like that. 38 points lost, we'll say. Then the Italian Grand Prix, Norris finished third on a day he should have won. That's another 7 points lost. So overall, that's 45 points Norris has lost. And that's not even including the China sprint, where he could have at least finished in the top 3, and that would bring his total up to potentially 50 points lost this season. With Max Verstappen now struggling, he leads the championship by 62 points, but could it actually only be 12? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How many points do you think Lando Norris has lost this year? It's a rough estimate of 50 points, but if McLaren keep on doing this, they're going to throw away the World Championship. Thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it.